Hi, I'm Raven.
And I'm Farron here, and this is the podcast where we try to answer the question, can two creatives really break free from the 9-to-5 grind and find success in a more fulfilling creative life? Ooh. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
2024, we made it.
We did it.
We did it.
We managed it somehow through all the chaos. We did it.
2023 was a wild ride.
I was looking back. I made a reel that was doing like everything that we'd done, like a look back on 2023. And I had kind of forgotten like when the year had started, and I was like, oh my god, all that stuff was this year. Like our engagement photos. We had a photo shoot in March or
April, wasn't it? Yeah,
March, I think it was. And I'd totally forgotten that was this year.
Yeah.
So I was like looking back, I was like, oh my god, that's. I felt like the year started in summer, because we did so much the like latter half of that year that I just kind of forgotten everything we'd done.
Time flies.
I know.
It was a really good year.
It was.
We got a lot done.
Year. Yeah.
Lots of fun things, practical things, lots of personal growth. It was really good.
Yeah.
Really good year. Really happy.
I often like when I look back on it, I'm kind of like, this bad thing happened, like whatever. But actually, looking back on last year, there were a few stressful times. Like there was by no means smooth sailing the whole time through. No. But actually, it was overwhelmingly positive and full of like growth and learning and just lots of like good times and nice people. And I feel like last year was a particularly good year.
Definitely.
But it's set up so that this year will like follow on from it. Do you know what I mean?
This is like part 2.
Yeah, it feels like the next chapter rather than like a fresh start. It feels like a foundation's been laid, which I really like. And I don't often go into the new year feeling that kind of like you're set off for success. If that makes sense. Like you know it's gonna be all right, even if some chaotic things happen. There's enough not chaotic things that it's going to be like, it's fine. This is going to be fine.
So often it's like, new year, new me, fresh start. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
But I feel like we don't need to do that because we've set everything up to just carry on.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to reset because we've got everything prepared. It's good.
No.
It's
but
a good feeling.
I still feel like there's going to be so much growth and progression. Like it is like a character development. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like we really introduced the story last year, which is very nice. It's nice to go into the new year with that kind of feeling. I don't think I've had that before, really. I've always I've never been like negative about it, but I just feel particularly good about this year, which is exciting because I think it's because we've planned to do so much this year that I'm like, come on, I want to get going. Like I've got so much like straight away to look forward to that I'm just like, bring it on. Come on,
absolutely.
Let's get going.
Biggest year yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Definitely. So how do you feel about the last few weeks?
Well, it's been hard actually. Saying that is great. No, I've been poorly the past a week and a half. Mm-hmm. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. I think I mentioned that before. And I just, for some reason, I think it was on the 30th, I just had a really bad flare-up. And when people with chronic fatigue, or like most people, I with chronic fatigue, when you have a flare-up, it's like you've got really, really, really bad flu. So you don't actually get a temperature or anything, and you don't get a sore throat, but it sounds like you have a sore throat. You don't get a cold, but you sound bunged up and nasally, and you can't think properly, you can't speak properly. I just kept forgetting my words, and my face was all puffy and swollen, and I just wanted to sleep all the time, and I was achy and weak. Like, there was one morning I woke up, and I could make a fist, but I couldn't, like, clench it. You know when you, like, clench your skin and, like, it, like, goes pale where you've pressed it? Like, I couldn't make those pale indents. I just couldn't. I had no strength. So today, I'm much better. I started getting better about, like, Friday, and it's now Sunday. I've been, like, on the other side of it. But it's meant this like past like week I've been really run down, and we've still done a lot, but I've had to spend most of the day just sort of resting and sleeping, which has been frustrating because I've had like loads that I've wanted to do and get on with, and I didn't stream that whole time either, obviously, because I can't like speak properly when I have that. So like actual like mindset wise, like how I'm feeling, I feel very positive and happy. I felt like I was a bit negative last time, and I think that's because I was about to have a flare-up, because it was like the day of that or the day after that I had like the onset of having a flare-up. So I think it was like my body getting a bit like, oh, not sure, like a bit. So yeah, I'm feeling much better today. I'm definitely not like well, but I'm definitely getting better. So yeah, actual mindset wise, very good, very fine. Just my body letting me down a little bit. Like, come on.
That happens
Come
sometimes.
on. I've got things to do. I had to get back to work on the 3rd and I was like, come on. I was like, I need things I need to do. I need to be there from like 9 to 5 and, you know, have all these meetings. My brain was like, I just couldn't understand anything. So yeah, we're okay. I'm all right. But like, yeah, I've been better, but been worse. I'm definitely on the other side of it now.
That's the main thing.
And it's because I've had lovely Farron here to look after me, helping me,
cute.
making me food, getting me stuff.
That's what it's all about. Team effort.
I just sit here on my blankets and be like, Farron here, I need a drink. So yes, it's very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Had a lovely Christmas. Had a lovely New Year. Cracking on with things nicely. I'm feeling positive. We've got a lot going on at the moment, but it's all really good stuff. So I'm really happy. Still, just not enough hours in the day. I've got a lot to keep on top of.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm getting there. Feeling good about it all. That's the main thing. That's all you can ask for, isn't it?
Yeah, I loved having some time off over Christmas because I could focus. It was a shame I was poorly for some of it, but I could focus so much more on just me and what I wanted to do and having time to be creative. And like I did play some games over Christmas, but really I spent time just sort of like not just looking after myself, but also just doing things that I wanted to do when I felt like I should be doing them. You know, if I woke up that day and wanted to do painting, I did painting and I felt good for it. So going back to work this week and having to work for that 9 to 5 and feeling like I should be doing something else and not being able to do it, that's been quite hard actually. Been quite a hard transition to get back to that because I've actually really enjoyed. I don't normally enjoy the time off over Christmas. I don't mind it, but it's not like I don't treasure it. But this time I really liked it. So
kind of reminds you what this is all about, doesn't it?
Yeah,
why we're doing this in the first place.
Yeah, that's what the takeaway from it was that actually I felt so much more clarity and positive. Not that I don't enjoy my day job. It's just like it's like when you've got to do like house cleaning and you don't want to do house cleaning. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm going to sort things out today. And you're like in the mindset and you can do it within 30 minutes. But if you've got to clean and you're not in the mindset to clean, that 30 minutes can take 2 hours because you're just not prepared to do it. I think everyone gets that with like everything, like cooking, playing games. Like there's some games that I just can't play sometimes because I'm not in the headspace to play them. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's how I've been with work this week is I don't mind my job. It's just I've not always been in the headspace to do my job, and so then being like forced to do that, it's just
so
really
many other things
like I've been really passionate about doing so many other things, and I've had to do that. So it kind of it reminded me of like what all of this is to get more to that balance.
More time for what matters in life.
But I feel so much better for it as well doing that, and I think that is something, you know, we called this creative quest for a reason, is that I think a lot of the time creative people kind of work in that way. You've kind of sometimes just got to go with the flow. You can't force it, and sometimes it's detrimental to force it, really, isn't it? Definitely. And it actually is. You're better kind of walking away from it and coming back than just making yourself do it. Yeah, which is what's hard being a graphic designer. Sometimes if I'm not in the mood to do graphic design, it's not gonna work.
Exactly. Can't force it.
So moving towards that.
Absolutely.
Look at that balance.
That's the goal. We're getting there. One day. So, work-wise, what have we been up to? Obviously, it's been a very hectic time, but we have managed to fit in a surprising amount of new things and worked out some new things, made some changes. So, tell us about our first changes.
Yeah, so I'm going to read a little bit here because we're actually doing quite a lot and I don't want to mess up certain things. So we've gone through and created more chat commands using Streamlabs. We'll be talking about Streamlabs a little bit more in a minute. We've so far added a music command and socials command. And the reason for that is for the music, we use Lo-Fi Girl, which you can get on. You can use it for like anything, and you can find it on YouTube and Spotify. I think it's on. It's a general like music streaming like that, and it basically just allows you to stream music for free. You haven't got to pay any royalties to it, but you do have to credit it, and the credit you have to put in the title or description. It's quite long, so by adding that music command, you just type in !music in the chat, and it will tell you exactly the music that we are using and referencing, and so it allows us to still give credit to the wonderful music that we use, because it's super helpful and very, very nice, but without taking away a lot of our description and kind of SEO space. That's really nice. And then the socials one, sort of self-explanatory. We do have an automated Streamlabs kind of, what we'd call it, like a
chatbot.
A chatbot that goes it's meant to be every 30 minutes, but it's not. We'll look into that. We'll talk about that at some point when we figure out what's going on. It's occasional when it feels like it. But so that tells you to follow our socials every so often. But by typing !socials, you can bring up our bio link straight away and just go straight to there rather than having to wait for the chatbot or to go find a link somewhere. So that's all very nice. So what is Streamlabs? If you've looked in the sort of Twitch or the streaming community in general before, you've probably come across the mention of Streamlabs, but Streamlabs is a third-party tool, a website that gives you access to your Twitch account for a range of features not natively found on Twitch. This includes chat commands, deeper bot tools, tipping through PayPal, YouTube thumbnail creator tools, video editing tools, overlay, merch stores, and more. So it's a bit of like it's like your little co-worker, really, in Twitch. It's your little assistant helping you out, making your workflow a bit more efficient, and allowing you to interact with your viewers more as well in a wide range of ways. So if you watch people streaming on Twitch or YouTube and they have lots of interactions with them, they will be using a third-party tool. Not necessarily Streamlabs, because there's a lot of different options, but we so far really like Streamlabs, and we're just going to stick with them for now, I think, unless something else comes up, but we're happy with it so far. So we did have Streamlabs set up for our first round of our Twitch account, which we never really ended up using. And the reason we'd done that was because Twitch didn't have alerts built into it. By the time we actually set our Twitch up to stream, they had added that in, so it kind of became redundant. So Twitch had a really strong tool for alerts, so we've only recently looked into Streamlabs again. There are other similar tool sets such as Stream Elements, so it's worth looking around to see what options give you what you need. Streamlabs has a free tier that has so far given us what we need, but there is a premium subscription as well for access to more features. So if we end up going for premium, which we might, we will talk more about that at the time, but so for the moment we're using the free version, and we don't really need much more at the moment. It's covering a lot. It's really helpful. It's been brilliant so far. And we've got so much we need to like add, and we literally have started using it more in the past month. Really,
so we've recent,
not,
isn't it?
and we haven't been able to do too many streams. Well, I've been able to do quite a few solo streams, but we've not had much time where we've been able to sit down and do sort of what we call maintenance streams, where we look at things that we need to add and features that we can access and look at plugins and all this sort of stuff. So we've only like dabbled in it. So I'm sure we'll come back round to that.
Yeah, no doubt.
At some point. But yeah, just mention of Streamlabs. Have a look at it. It's great fun. Very helpful for streamers. Very good.
Cool tools in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's that part. But what have you been up to?
You must be sick of hearing it by now, but new Super Mario Wonder footage is coming along nicely. I've mentioned that a couple of times now, and it's taking me a long time to get through. You don't seem to realise how long it takes to edit through like 6 hours of footage, but it's quite a long time. Like, you've got to watch through it all, you've got to shuffle it all around, make your changes, your cuts, then do some creative things with it. It takes forever. So the last couple of weeks, like any spare hours I've had, I've really dived deep into it. And we're now at a point where I've edited all the footage we have so far from, I think, our 3 or 4 streams that we've done.
Yeah.
And I've chopped it all up into 10 episodes, so it's all good to go. Really happy with where it's sitting. It's sounding quite nice. It's been a really strong learning curve. Like, 'cause this is our first long series of videos, really. And I've learned a lot from doing it. I feel a lot more confident. I know what will make future videos better. Really nailed down some issues that were a bit wobbly on before. And it's sounding and looking great. I can't wait to get it out in the world. The only thing we're really waiting for now are some cute intro and outro animations.
It's me.
That's your
my
job.
That's going to be my job today once we've wrapped up this.
Yeah, it'll only take you 5 minutes. You do those so quick. You're so good.
That's one of the things I wanted to get on with. There's lots of little things like that. And I think we had spoken about before I went on annual leave that we were going to sit down and make a list of like everything that I could make whilst you were at work and I had time off. And then I was poorly, so we just didn't bother. But today I'm feeling much better, so I will definitely make you those intros. I promise.
So yeah, we'll get those all ready. Then we'll do some more Mario streams to finish up the content once we've got these ones done, and we're good. So we'll start scheduling those, come up with a plan, get them all released. We've got lots of little like trailer clips as well that we can put on social media. So it's all coming together nicely. I'm really happy with it. I have practiced previously with other streams that we've done, such as with Baldur's Gate 3 and It Takes Two. And they were good, but there were definitely some issues because they were some of our earlier streams, really. You could tell we didn't entirely have things figured out yet, so we had some audio problems that were very troublesome. Things like... what was it? Yeah, delays and echoes and feedback and all this stuff. So you'd hear a character talk, but then seconds later you'd hear the words come up again in the background. And I think we've ironed that out a lot more now, because with the Mario stuff we haven't had that problem. So we've got like our microphone positions better, we've got our volume levels better. And we can fix it even more if we want to start using headphones and stuff, because we can monitor through our Rodecaster now as well. So it's sounding much better now. The It Takes Two footage we can definitely still use in the future, because we haven't finished that game yet.
No.
We really need to finish that game. It's such a good game.
It was so much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah, love that.
Because I've managed to fix a lot of the audio issues with that one.
Yeah.
But it took a long time. It was very painstaking and stressful. So definitely happy to avoid making those mistakes again in the future. But yeah, that would definitely be usable. I don't think the Baldur's Gate 3 footage would be, because that had too many problems. And I think we've kind of come to the conclusion that the game's just too big for us at the moment anyway. Like, we don't have enough hours in the day to finish Super Mario or Stray, never mind Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because I really loved it.
Yeah,
really loved it.
We are so excited to play it properly. We played for about 4 hours. But it is that kind of game where you've got to sit down and play for 4 hours. And we have that time like once every 2 weeks, but a game like Baldur's Gate, like, you don't want to just keep leaving it for 2 weeks. And whilst we've got so many other little things on the go, I think once we've wrapped up some of the smaller projects, we can look into it. But yeah, it's definitely something we'll come back to. But for now, we've got it. It's on the back burner. We will get around to it. But
if we could do this full time and just crack on, we'd have no problem.
If we could do this full time.
If only, but pesky jobs get in the way, we have to work, so it's just hard. Like, we don't have enough time to play the game, never mind edit 100 hours of footage, you know?
No. That's the thing with editing. Like, if you've got a video that is 3 hours long, it's going to take minimum 3 hours, because that's how long you've got to watch 3 just to edit the content to begin with, let alone all of the back and forth, adding in little like bits and bobs and like zoom ins and transitions and cutting it and like checking that the audio is like, there's so many tiny little bits of it that the 3 hours ends up being like 6 hours. Yes, I was going to say 6. So it's, I mean, even because I do social media content, making like a 2-minute video, unless it's just a video to audio, like you just put it up straight away, to make like a rounded edited video, if it's 2 minutes, it's like at least 20 minutes work every time. Like, it's unavoidable. So when you're working with 3 hours, it's Definitely. It's hard. You do a very good job at it.
Thank you very much.
You get your music on, you just crack down and get on with it.
That's it. I've got a good workflow going now. That's the thing. It gets a little bit quicker each time, because you know, I'm not having to figure things out so much. So I've learned a lot from doing it. That's the thing. I really enjoy doing it. So it is one of the things that I'd love to do more of. So that's half the goal, isn't it? Doing what you enjoy.
Do you think Like, do you enjoy it enough that you think that you would edit for other people? Like, when you get to that kind of stage?
Yeah.
That's how I am with graphic design. That's how I got into it, is that I love doing art, and I kind of came across, like, digital art, and then that led me into graphic design and making logos, and I really like packaging and stuff. So that's how I got into it. I did it for myself, and then I wanted to do it for other people once I got to that stage. Because there's some things that are like that it's not just you enjoy doing it for yourself. It's actually something that you would just enjoy
definitely.
doing. Like your photography work, you know.
Yep.
It's not like, you know, I think most people enjoy going out of their camera and, you know, even though it's a phone camera, taking pictures of the nice sunset and the scenery.
Yeah.
But you love it to an extent where you want to share that and do it with other people. So that's always, you know.
Definitely,
something
I'm
as well.
open to that idea, because we've mentioned it before, but we have like the ideal skill sets for a lot of this kind of stuff. But there's so many people that don't.
Yeah.
So we could well get to a point where like we can hire out our services so people can stream and send us the footage and we'll edit it for them, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Because at the end of the day, it does take a lot of time and people don't have the time for that. So that could be a way to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
we
definitely a
do
potential option.
have, like, saying that, we've learnt so much in we started streaming early September, was it? We've learnt so much since then. But the thing with that is that we've already had the base knowledge to be able to learn all of that. The problems we've had with audio would have been much more major problems if you hadn't been an audio engineer, because you knew what the problem was and how to fix it.
Yeah.
If you tell me what's wrong with it, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, you beats me. Like, I don't know. And the same with like some of our like overlays and like workflows and making all like the the banners, even just like resizing some things that are like really awkward and stuff, and like the resolutions and things. That's like, what? That like web file thing which will endlessly annoy me.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Actually having that base level of knowledge to be able to know what the problem is kind of what we have. And so actually we've picked up quite a serious level of quality, I'd say, or at least understanding of quality quite quickly, because we've had that base foundation. So it's definitely something I'm really open to as well.
Yeah.
I would love to do branding for streamers. Please. I would love to be a freelance graphic designer doing branded content packages for streamers with like everything they need, customized to them. Have a little sit down, little chat what they want to do, make them a little colour palette, little font palette. Oh,
You'd be so good at that.
I'd love it. I would absolutely adore it. So yeah, that's definitely something that I'm very, very open to. How we get to that point is still a little bit in the air, because we both still have full-time jobs, and it's kind of hard. Like we already spend all of our spare time doing what we do now. So to spend more of that non-existent spare time on then like monetizing it further is hard, but it's the transition will happen.
Exactly,
I don't doubt it'll somehow go for it.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause at that point, you're getting to a point where you have several potential revenue streams, and that's what helps you get closer to the goal, isn't it?
That's the thing. Like this whole thing is called Creative Quest, and we've talked primarily only about streaming yet, but we've done that because it's kind of a combination of everything that we want to do. It's got your photography and videography. It's got like a short form content, long form content, graphic design, audio engineering, video editing. It's got like everything combined into one. And we already played games together a lot, and so it made sense to at least have a stepping stone between us being at home playing games and getting to kind of dream jobs, really, by doing something which incorporated all of those little kind of mini skills into one. And then the next stage, because really it has taken more of our time, but the actual like gameplay, like streaming and content wise, is the same. Could we be playing that anyway? The addition is the editing of all of it. That's the new thing. And like all the marketing and stuff. But yeah, like it's definitely a sort of stepping stone. So eventually we will talk about all of these great things that we want to do and being freelancers, basically, like self-employed. But for now, we primarily talk about streaming because it incorporates all these things. And I highly suggest that if you're a creative person not working in a creative job, find a little middle ground on where you're not at like your end goal, but you're at least keeping your foot in the water. You know, like, you're keeping it going.
Using your skills.
Yeah. Like you're not letting it go dry,
No,
because that happens very easily.
Oh yeah,
very easily.
I did for a long time.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely like try. It's hard to do, and I know it's easier said than done. But yeah, it's definitely worth trying to find something. You know, even if it's like an afternoon class, like you haven't got to monetize it. Just make sure that you incorporate it into your life however you can do, so that when the opportunity does come, you're ready to take that step, rather than kind of going, oh, the opportunity's here and I've not done it for 3 years. Oh no, and like panicking.
That's it. Definitely. It keeps it fresh in mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. And it allows, you know, it opens more doors in a way. You know, that opportunity comes around a bit quicker, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
We've got so much
Words
to
of
cover.
wisdom. Yeah, we've actually done a lot this time.
Oh my God.
Surprising. So tell us more about what you've done recently.
Subscriber badges. We've been meaning to do this for a long time. It's one of those things. We needed to do it. We still haven't finished doing all the alerts.
That's a long list, to be fair. It's not going to get done overnight.
The alert list we've got is hefty. So we've added subscriber badges. So subscriber badges, you get different ones for depending on how long you've subscribed for, and that goes up depending on how long you've streamed for, because obviously you can't get a 5-year streaming badge if you've only been streaming for 2 months, for example. So far, we can have up to a year's subscriber badge. And the next one is in, I think it was June. It was like a year and 2 months or something. I don't know what it was. But it was like the next little milestone. So it'll keep adding them. The more that you stream for, it will keep upping it. So I think we made 6 currently, isn't there?
Something like that, yeah.
And they are all frog themed, which I don't think will surprise anyone. We were thinking about what we could do. We were thinking maybe Joey, but we have Joey for the snacks, for the little cheer bit things, the channel points that you can get. So Joey's for that. We were thinking it'd be mushrooms, but like you can't really. They're less sort of like character based in a way. Yeah. And then I found some nice frog stickers on Canva, and was like, well, they're kind of perfect, honestly. That'll do, yeah. So he's not the little froggy that we have if you're watching on YouTube that's down here. It's not him, sadly. He's on all of our other intros and outros and everything, transition screens. But it's a new little froggy friend who is the same little guy wearing different outfits and holding different things depending on your subscription level.
He's perfect.
That's very nice.
He's perfect.
And we also got a new camera arm for art streams. So our current camera setup wasn't really working for craft streams. Fine for painting because it was like a overhead in a way, like slightly angled overhead. But when I was doing sewing, it's sort of like when you read a book, how the words face you and the cover faces away from you, is that I would keep bringing things close to my face to make sure I was like being like accurate with it, but then obviously it was close to my face, and then the viewers could just see like the back of the item, and I had to keep putting it back under the camera and moving, and then it wasn't comfortable. So we've now got a camera arm so that we can get a much better range of movement and angles, so that the streaming art streams will look much nicer. And it was only 35 quid on Amazon.
Bargain.
And it's bloody wonderful. It's
very
really sturdy. The only bit that's not sturdy is the little tiny like tightening bit at the bottom is made of plastic. Everything else is made of metal. I wouldn't even say it's not sturdy. It's just not like metal.
Yeah.
But it's very nice. I've got it next to me here, so I'm sort of looking
stroking
it, looking in the middle. You can hear it on the microphone.
Yeah. That's some ASMR right there. Oh yeah,
it's wonderful. But yeah, it's lovely, and we've not used it yet. We like set it up and moved it around, but we've not like stream used it yet, and I'm very, very excited to do so.
Get one in this
and
week.
We hadn't got one. I think we actually mentioned last time the only other thing that we'd want to buy for now would be the art camera arm, and maybe a camera to go with it, because it's a bit of a pain switching the cameras back and forth. So we got that bit. So that's ideal. Brilliant.
Yep.
Really happy with it. Yeah. I'm keen to try it.
Cheap, effective, and that will give you a nice nice range of motion. You can have a nice over-the-shoulder almost shot so people can see exactly what
Yeah.
you're working on. It's much better.
Yeah, so I can still have the nice overhead, or I can have slightly angled behind me or in
Yep.
front. So yeah, it just allows me to have that range, as the current one was just on a tripod, and you could like angle it kind of like, you know, like how you angle a tripod. But it was very limited, and even if I brought it closer to me, and then the wires, it was just too flimsy and difficult. So yeah, this is going to be really, really good. Really keen to try that out. I'm sure we will do an update on how that goes.
Definitely. Yep. Update you next time.
So you have
So that's good.
more content?
Yep, I've got more.
We've got so much stuff. I said that I've been poorly, but we've done this.
Yeah, surprising. I don't know how we squeezed it all in, to be fair.
I don't. This is with Christmas and New Year's as well.
Oh yeah, it's been a busy time.
Madness.
We've been streaming an indie game called Bish Bash Bots, and we absolutely love it. Because it's such a small game, nobody really comes to watch us play it, and it's really sad because we love it. But we'll do it anyway, just because it's so enjoyable for us, and we can make content from it afterwards as well for extra videos. We've had such a good time with it. On Christmas Eve, we played it until 2 a.m, so Santa didn't visit us this year because we didn't go to bed on time. But do you know who did visit us? One of the developers of the game. That was really cool. It was really nice. He hung out and chat for a while, asked us how we were finding the game, praised us for getting through it so fast and doing so well in like one night, because that was the first time we played it.
Yeah.
It was really nice having someone like that join us. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Nice little
Like
Christmas bonus.
it is a small game. It's a little indie game. But it was you know, it was one of those moments. We've had a few moments that are quite milestone, I guess. So the first was we got recognised at a fan fest only through streaming. Like we don't know them outside of streaming, so that's
Our
quite
first
nice.
fan meet.
Yeah, like and you know what, a picture of us and stuff. Like it was wholesome, because that's like, it's a thing that like eventually would hopefully happen, but it happened quite quickly, and it was like, oh, like someone knows us because we've streamed, and it's really wholesome.
Nice.
And then the week before the dev thing, someone made fan art of me, so I just posted on Facebook saying that we were going to go live. I was doing painting, I think it was, and someone drew me with my little like outfit, and they drew me in this like wonderful fairy outfit of like fairy wings and things, and I was like, that's so sweet and precious, like no one's ever drawn me like that before. It was so cute. It was really, really good.
Really nice.
So that was really wholesome as well. And then we had this thing with the game developer just on Christmas Eve. Had a little wander around, said hi to us, and
Really nice.
yeah, it was just like, oh, that's like, you know what I
Really
mean, like
sweet,
it's just
wasn't it?
a nice moment of, you know, we've been playing a game and really enjoying it, and now the developer of that game, one of the developers of that game, has come and said, hey, thanks for playing this and sharing it.
wholesome.
And I was like, oh, that's so nice. Especially on Christmas Eve as well. It's very wholesome, very
it was
sweet.
really kind.
Both wished each other a happy Christmas.
Yep.
And yeah, it's very good, very lovely.
Really good.
And you should all go play Bish Bash Bots.
Bish
Highly
Bash Bots.
recommend. In my top favourite games now, by
It's
far.
so
It's so
addictive.
addictive. I love it. It's just so good. I can't put it down.
No. It's
Before we set up for the podcast, I was like, can we just go play Bish Bash Bots?
yeah.
we
You
just-
didn't want to do this today, did you? Just because you want to
No.
go play that. That's the problem.
I like doing the podcast, but
That's way more.
I love Bish Bash Bots.
I love it. It's so addictive.
so good.
It's
so,
a kind
yeah.
of 4-player tower defense sort of strategy game, and it's just chaos. It's so much fun.
So much fun.
You know, trying to plan the right strategy, get the right towers in the right places to get you through to the end. It's just so addictive. There's so many challenges through it as well for
Yeah.
each level that we're doing really well at. I think we've got 100% on everything so far.
Minus
We've
the
got
last
2
two.
left.
Yeah, the last two we've done. So we only
Amazing.
did them yesterday. Didn't we? We unlocked them yesterday. We
Yeah.
got perfect on one of them, and then we did get perfect on the other two.
Killing it.
So yeah.
Speaking of yesterday's stream, we had a major issue yesterday, and I still can't quite explain it. But we went to stream the game, we got everything set up, we went live, and within seconds we realised Raven's camera was not working. She'd gone perfectly still, frozen. Don't do that, you'll make me think it's broken again. So we had to improvise and quickly huddle into one small space so we were both cosy on one
It was
camera.
quite cute, actually.
It was cute.
We were, like,
Might do more
cozied
like
up
that.
together. No,
it
you
was-
smile too much.
Didn't have not this time. Didn't quite have enough desk space, and I couldn't see through the microphone from the angle I was at, but we made it work. So this morning, when we had some more time, I tried to do some research, figure out what was wrong with the camera. Most things suggested driver issues, but we have 2 of the same camera, and mine
the
is
other one
working
was
fine. So it can't be that. We tried changing the output format of it to MJPEG, which is apparently the most compatible format for webcams. But that didn't quite fix it. It still froze again after that. So after that, I tried the most simple of solutions and just changed to a different USB port. And that seems to have fixed it. Because we've made it through this recording so far.
Yeah.
And your face is still moving. Right? So that seems to have helped. So hopefully that's what it was. But after it working so well for the last 4 months, for it to suddenly stop is a bit strange.
Yeah, we've not changed anything. Not done anything at all.
So that's odd, but hey, that's computers for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's
Turn
fine.
it on and off again. The good old switcheroo. It's just...
That's it. At least it's working for today. So
Yeah.
I'll take that as a win, because I thought we were going to have to really work hard to make this one work today, but
Yeah.
it's fine. We're making it through all good. Right, next point. That's all you.
Yes. We mentioned this, I'm going to say 4 episodes ago.
Yeah, something like that.
We said that we would make a email address for our podcast show, and probably we'll end up using it just for our YouTube channel in general for suggestions, comments, feedback, that sort of thing, whatever you want. So we've added that now. So if you have any questions at all, any words of support or encouragement, we would absolutely love to hear from you. And so our new email address is creativequestcontact@gmail.com. So it's the name of the podcast, creativequestcontact@gmail.com. And we'll include some relevant questions or comments in the next show. So if you do listen to this and you do have anything you'd like to know, or just a nice little word of support, or you want to give Joey a snack, whatever it might be, feel free to use it, and we'll cover anything that's relevant next time.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. I'm really looking forward to that. I want to make this a bit more interactive, make it a two-way communication.
Nice,
It'd be really cool.
Yeah, we know you're out there listening. We look at the statistics.
Yep.
It's one of you at least.
There's
There's more downloads than us just checking that it's uploaded all right. So
yes,
we know there's someone out there.
Oh yeah.
So,
we can even see where you are. We can see you on the map.
We're watching
as soon as you've
you.
listened, you light up like little Christmas trees on the map. We can see exactly where you
watching
are.
you.
Always watching you, Wazowski. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Yeah, any questions about any technical setup, any creative things in general, any motivational things, just anything, any questions, ask us anything, why not? So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. We'll repeat the email address again at the end, just in case as well. It'll also be in the show notes. So.
Can I ask why I'm not green this week?
Yeah, that's
I'm
a good
always green.
question.
If you're watching on YouTube, you may have noticed that I don't look how I usually look. That's because my hair needs dyeing and it looks a little bit of a mess. And I have wigs, and so I'm wearing a wig. It's not too bad, honestly. Like
It's a nice wig.
It's my hair underneath. It's not actually too bad.
No.
My roots just got to the point where they're like, I should probably do them now, and then the rest of it's kind of a little bit faded. So just a little bit tattered, just
It's
a little
a good
bit.
excuse to wear a nice wig.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've
It's
got
fine.
really nice ones, and I never wear them because I always have rainbow hair, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, rainbow hair or blonde wig.
That's it.
like-
Tough choice.
You know, so yeah, it's just a nice excuse to look a bit different. You were very confused when I met you from work yesterday.
I was. I had no warning whatsoever that you were going to be blonde, so I left
And your
work.
co-worker as well was like,
The look on her face was priceless. I even made her believe that you just bleached your hair, didn't I? She bought that really
it's a
easily.
very nice one. It looks, I wouldn't say realistic, but it is very nice.
I think it is quite realistic.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
good.
it's nice.
Very good.
It's very nice with a beanie. I always feel like wigs look good with a beanie.
They
It kind of
do,
just
don't
covers
they?
like the
It
bits
makes them
that,
more natural.
Yeah, like the parts where like you could notice it's a wig are hidden very quickly.
Genius.
So yeah, that's fun. Change it up a little bit.
Absolutely. Maybe I'll wear one next time.
Oh my god, please. Yeah, we're matching. We're both blonde and ginger.
Yeah, with the same. Hey, less of the ginger.
And we're
Cheeky.
both wearing black as well. You got a ginger beard.
It's brown. Look at that. It's well, maybe when it catches the light, it goes a bit more
That's
gingery.
very
but
much. This stand behind you is orange, and when
Yeah.
you lean backwards, your beard is the same
Oh, it is actually it blends in. God damn it.
little ginger baby.
Oh, brilliant. So that brings us to our next section. Goals for 2024. You know, new year, fresh start and all that. Well, not quite a fresh start for us. But obviously it's a pretty good time to talk about goals for the year.
Yeah.
So I'll start. I really want to aim for an average viewer of 10 per stream. It's not a huge stretch, not a massive goal, but it's a good improvement on where we're at the moment and will give us a more consistent foundation for all of our streams. And obviously from there, it's not like we'll stop there. That would just be the first step and we'll move on from there. But I think that's a good place to aim for now, for sure. Because we've been quite inconsistent.
I think it's a goal where, like, with all of these, if we don't meet them, we're not going to beat ourselves up over them and be like, oh my God, we're so terrible. It's just like I think it's important to set goals so that you're always aiming for something. Otherwise, it's very open-ended and it's kind of like a little mini reward every time you get there. So I think setting goals is really important, but you've got to make sure that they are achievable and you don't put all of your successes on it.
Yeah.
If we don't get 10 viewers per like average stream by the end of the year, that's okay. That's all right. If we just get, I don't know, 8, 7, fine. Because a lot of the ones we do, we are around the 6 mark at the moment.
Yeah.
So for Art and Final Fantasy, we're at the 6 mark.
Definitely.
For Paladins and Bish Bash Bots, we're at much lower.
Yeah.
But sometimes with Paladins, it does spike. Don't know why yet.
Yeah, that's an inconsistent one, isn't it?
Paladins, very 50-50, either brilliant or nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be nice. If we don't do it, it's all right.
Exactly.
It's okay.
I think we'll hit that sooner than a year.
I think so. I think we will do it.
Especially if we go back to being strategic about what we stream. Like if we played fewer things that like Bish Bash Bots, we'd hit it quicker because obviously smaller games like that do bring our numbers down. As we've mentioned before, when we were trying to hit affiliate, we wouldn't play Paladins because that would affect our numbers and stop us getting to 3.
Yeah.
So if we were to go back to being more strategic like that, we'd hit that goal faster, no problem. Because like you said, the art streams and the FF14 streams always do better.
Yeah.
So we've got wiggle room about how we approach it, but it comes down to, do you want to do things for the sake of it, or do you want to just do things that you love and enjoy doing? So, you know, you've got to balance around that one a bit, I think. So, yeah, that's my goal anyway. I want to hit that. Also, funnily enough, as you've already mentioned it today, I want to get back into doing more photography. That was something that dominated the first 9 months of last year for me. I got really heavily into it. I shot 2 weddings. We did loads of outdoor trips, loads of nature shoots, loads of, like, modelling outside shoots. It was really good. I loved it. And I want to do more. It's been on the back burner a bit for the last few months because we've been so heavy into, you know, Twitch, podcast, streaming land.
And also, in England, from September, it's basically... And the summer this year actually was a bit naff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We didn't really get much of a summer this year.
No.
Like, spring was lovely. Summer was like, that's it then. See you next year.
Yeah.
So there's that factor as well, is that not only have we been busy, that just hasn't... It's not really been nice outside.
No, it's been so wet and muddy. And with a camera as expensive as mine, I'm not taking that out in the rain and the mud. I'm just not risking it. It's funny because this time of year you can get loads of like dark, moody, you know, miserable shots. And that's kind of my vibe in a lot of ways. But I'm not going to risk my camera for it. No.
Today would be a nice camera day.
It would. I know, I thought that this morning. Joey. He's home. He's outside shouting to come in. We've got to wrap this up fast. He's relying on us, you guys.
You have to isolate that and like whack it up. Be like, come on, hear the meow, hear the meow.
Will he do another one? Joey? No, he can't hear me.
Joey! No,
we're just playing with him now. Thankfully, we only have a few lines left and then we can go let him in. So, yeah, I really want to get more into that. I've got 2 weddings penciled in. I just need to finalise those and hopefully go for more because that would be really helpful, both for growth, confidence boosting and money. Money's always nice. Weddings pay well. It's nice. So I'd love to do more of those, more pet shoots, more nature shoots, get outside again because I really loved doing it. Until the weather changed, anyway. So, yep, that's one of my goals, is to get more into doing that. Again, not enough hours in the day. It's hard to balance all these things we've got going on, but we'll find a way. You know, we'll sacrifice some fun chill time to do more work. Where it counts, it's worth it, you know. So, yep, that's me. What about you?
I know this podcast is already getting quite long.
It is.
And I don't know if we should mention it in another episode.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about photography and time,
Mm-hmm.
there is potentially something that's going to take up a lot of time.
Go on.
But also long-term free up a lot of time
Yep.
for your photography.
It is indeed.
Should we talk about it today?
We'll talk about it today. We don't mind a long one. It's fine. The last few have been shorter, so we'll balance it.
We'll have to put a really clickbait title, you'll never believe what we're doing in 2024.
Wait until the end to find out.
Unexpected turn, quite literally is at the end. We're buying a house.
We're buying a house.
Oh, I don't like saying it. It's really scary.
Makes it real, doesn't it? Oh.
We're buying a house, and the only thing sort of left to be checked is the final survey. So we have our evaluation on the 17th, and then we have our survey kind of around the same time. I think it's going to be near then. Once that's done, that's it.
It's becoming real.
We've got a house.
We've signed paperwork.
I've paid the mortgage fee.
Yeah.
My bank calling me out there. They're like, you spent
funny.
£1,000-something more than you regularly do. And I was like, no. I didn't spend it. I didn't go spending. I paid a mortgage fee. That's different to just spending money. I don't. No. Don't make it look like I've got a little shopping spree.
Cheeky.
So yeah, soon we're gonna have some very big changes. We'll talk about this again next time, just in case someone doesn't listen to the end of this, because it is a big thing. We will probably do an intro. We'll probably know a lot more in 2 weeks' time about what's happening.
Stick it at the front next time.
We'll stick it at the front next time. But just because it is very relevant to what Farah just said, is our time currently is already quite limited of work, and we are going to be moving house. Moving house isn't going to happen until June, July time, even if we buy a house, if it goes through within the month, because this house that we are buying needs quite a bit of work doing to it. So we will still be here for the next 6 months, I reckon. We will not be streaming or filming anything new at the new place until then. But it means that our time for streaming is going to be cut back a little bit, because we're going to have to be doing up the new house. And that's just going to be a transition phase that we just have to get through. We knew it would happen at one point, and there was no point waiting to start all of this until afterwards. It just made sense to get on with it and include it in the journey, because even if you're not buying a house, everyone goes through moving house at some point and how it affects your everyday life and your job and everything like that. So we felt it was just a part of our journey, really, because it's a big thing buying a house.
Definitely.
It's a big thing. So yeah, that's going to be something that sucks up a lot of our time, and I think we will document quite a lot of the journey, making it our own, and sort of customizing it, our new office setup, which we are buzzing to do.
Cannot wait.
But that ties in to Farah doing more photography work, because that is the next big step in our creative quest. Is once we are settled in the house, probably the end of next year, you will be trying to go part-time in your retail day job. Isn't that nice to hear? Isn't that nice to hear?
We did mention that.
We have mentioned
at the beginning,
that before,
didn't we?
That you would,
we were tied in. We didn't really have any wiggle room until we had a house sorted.
The mortgage. Everything's
was
being
sorted.
dependent on the mortgage, because you have to have the full income to get the mortgage. And we would talk at some point, maybe next week, some of the decisions actually that we've made around a mortgage and being creatives, because I do actually think it's really important to talk about, because it's not the same as just if you're going to have a guaranteed contract at 9 to 5. There's lots of variables that we've got to think about, and also protecting the equipment we've got and everything. So we'll probably maybe do a little
we can do a segment on that.
A little set down on that, because actually I've been talking to some of my friends about it, and they've had no idea, because you just don't ever get taught about buying a house.
No.
And we've had to discover everything whilst buying said house. So
another learning curve.
Actually, if you've got any questions about buying a house, because we didn't know anything, and now we know a lot. I didn't think I know a lot, and then I've said, we've had this done today, and my friends have gone,
a what?
What? You had a what? So yeah, hopefully by the end of this year, you'll be able to go part-time, and you'll then be able to do more photography work.
That's it. That will free up so much time, because that's the frustrating thing with the photography stuff. The income from it is uncapped. You can do as much as you like. You can make your own prices. You can really dive into it. With the work I do for my day job, it's fully capped. I can't make any more than I do. I can't work any more hours than I do.
No. You can't even really increase your bonus, honestly, because your bonus isn't always really based on you. It's based on the
How
actual
the company
place.
does,
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
it's the company overall, and then your location, and
Yep.
so many other factors that actually, even if you do incredibly well, sometimes it just doesn't
Doesn't make a
translate.
difference.
And my job's the same. I don't get a bonus at all. My job is exact. The salary per annual, it does not change. It does not go up unless the government puts the minimum wage up so that all wage brackets go up. Like, it just doesn't change. So
Yeah.
this is really the only way to
That's
adjust
it.
that.
If we can go part-time, then we've got guaranteed income on one hand, and on the other, I've got an extra 2 days a week to find extra creative work, be it photography or video editing, catching up on our streams, editing, everything like that. That will free up so much more time. And that's what's going to make the difference, isn't it? Because then you've got the extra time to make that growth. Because we're always hitting the wall at the moment where we just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
everything
not-
we're working on would have been out and finished already by now if
Yeah.
I'd had an extra 2 days a week to edit it.
Yeah, literally, and it's not by
Easily.
much. That's the thing; it's
No.
not by much. And you could say, "Oh, well, you can cut back a bit of time here, back a bit of time here," but like, when you finish work, you're tired. You've been on your feet all day, and by the time you've eaten and showered, there's really not much time in the day.
No, you'll have
If
to
you're
get
starting
2 hours
early the
in.
next day, you can't be up all night because then,
Exactly.
okay, you could be up all night, but then it's detrimental to everything else because the quality of the content you make is not going to be as good because
Mm-hmm.
you're overtired, and then you're not going to perform it as well at work, and that's going to be more miserable to be there. And then you're going to come home again. It's just like, it's not a productive cycle.
No.
You can sometimes pull a late night when there's like a deadline to something and you really want to get something done, but it's by no means a norm that you can factor in. So you could add 2 hours, 2 days worth of time in, technically, but it's like, it's not worth it.
No.
It'd be more detrimental to do that than just to
So I
wait.
just hit burnout. And
Exactly,
it would be,
exactly.
Not good.
So we are now very, very close to the next kind of big step in the creative quest, I would say.
That's it.
So I will remain working full-time and part-time just to make sure that everything's fine, just in case. You will be part-time, so we will definitely be fine on that front. It's not like our ideas and motivation, like all of that is absolutely fine. Like resource-wise, it is our time, which we don't have enough of. So this is going to
That's the
be
bottom line.
so good.
Yep. That's the first step.
I'm so excited.
So, yep. Coming together. Coming together.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
To buy a house.
We're going to buy a house. We're going to buy a house.
Oh, that's so
exciting.
scary.
Yeah.
We had a chat about life insurance 2 days ago, and honestly, me and Farina hadn't sat down and had the conversation about what happens when we die.
Hadn't thought about
It
that.
was quite.
It's got very heavy
we were,
very fast.
We were sat there like, buying a house, yay, so exciting. Right, we're going to put you through to Legal in General now to talk about what happens when you die.
You what?
What? Sorry. So yeah, it's been a
Brilliant.
roller coaster. It's been a very fun week.
It's been a really good week. I mean, what a start to a year. Like, that's it.
Buying a house.
Buying a house.
Oh
Phase
my
2.
Oh my god.
So, with that, what are your goals for the year?
To finish buying the house.
That's the big goal, isn't it?
To make sure August's fine and we do it up wonderful and we have our office. Our big goal for the house initially is to have our office done by the release of Dawn Trail for Final Fantasy XIV because we are nerds and it's going to be beautiful and it's going to consume our time. And so if you don't see us for a week, we are deep within Dawn Trail.
100%.
So that's like the initial goal. But actual goal-wise, I had a bit of a think about this. And this was what I said that I'd thought about it and then forgotten.
Yes.
This was the thing that I had
Oh,
forgotten.
yeah.
I really want to build more on my design and editing skills, which might be a bit silly coming from someone who is a graphic designer and quite comfortable in my graphic design. But I really love the direction we are going in with our branding and everything that goes with it. But I feel like it's so close to being like a step better and more rounded and consistent. So there's lots of little gaps in the alerts we've done. Like some of it's done, some of it's not done. And I really want to just sit down and like get it all really crisp and rounded. And so it doesn't matter where you see us, the branding is like beautifully consistent and wonderful. And I'm really excited to do that and create sort of a little brand packet for us. Because we have one, it's just like we've added to it very slowly as I want to have like an A4 page, which is like, boom, this is us. This is what we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really keen to do that. And I also really want to work on my editing more as well for making content. So Farinea does all the long form content. I do all the short, well, actually you do short form, you do the highlights from the long form.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, when we go to comic conventions and like the art streams and
vlog sort of content.
that kind of like social media content is an umbrella for it. I do all that stuff, and I really like making reels. But my problem with reels is that I feel almost overwhelmed with the amount of options and possibilities for it, and I think I procrastinate on what I want to do instead of doing it, and then I just don't do it. So we had FanFest end of October. I have not made the content for it, and we're now on Japan FanFest as we speak today. It's happening now. And I want to sort that out, and I need to just pick an idea, go with it, make it, and do it. And so I'm gonna aim, I think, to make a reel per week, because I have so much content on my phone to the point that iCloud is struggling to upload all of the videos onto it because it's endless. I've not checked for a few days. It's still going.
It's probably still not finished.
I had 190 gigabytes filling up my photos and videos on my phone, and that's primarily from this year. Of content from like photo shoots and like vlog content and comic conventions and the cat show. We haven't done that, and the cat cafe.
Yeah.
So like actual content wise is not the problem. Normally people can't get enough content. I have too much content and can't decide what I want to do with it. So I'm just gonna think first thing that comes to my mind, pick a sound, go with it. Just do it.
That's what
I'm gonna aim for, I think, one reel a week.
That's fair.
Unless like last week I was really poorly, like I'm not going to pressure myself. But maybe I'll make it like a few in one go, and then we can stagger them.
Good idea.
So yeah, I think that's a good aim. And I'd also quite like to do some more sort of tutorial content for crafting bits and bobs, and some technical content as well. How we've set things up, a few like graphic design points. You'll do like some audio engineering and video setup.
About that before, didn't we? But
we've talked about that quite a bit, and that ties back into what we were saying earlier, actually, about how we could monetize the skills that we use to do streaming. So yeah, I'm really keen to do all that and kind of tie it all together. And I think it's like another avenue of content to make as well, sort of explaining that, and actually tying into tutorials. People on Facebook and Instagram keep asking me about my makeup.
Yeah.
I got asked in London if I was a makeup artist, which was really cute.
Yeah.
I've never been asked that.
That was really sweet.
I did makeup once for a wedding, and I loved it, but it was stressful because a wedding, it's like, I'm sure you get it. It's like you can't do it again.
Weddings are high pressure.
If I mess it up, I'm like, I have to go out. But if on a wedding, you can't just say to the bride, I just don't go out today.
That's it.
You know? So yeah, I got asked if I was a makeup artist, and I was like, no, I just do it for fun. They're like, oh, you don't do any makeup? No, I just for fun, just my little face. So yeah,
definitely have to start doing makeup videos.
Tutorials for
they do well.
Makeup. We looked at this before we started. Our best performing TikTok video is a tutorial on how to make the Vieira ears, and I'm going to remake my Vieira ears for May Comic Con, and I think we should do another video for that and a YouTube like proper cosplay tutorial, like an hour long. Maybe not an hour,
with
30-minute long.
Camera.
You know, like this is how you make Vieira ears.
Oh, that's exciting.
We could sell the template that I made.
Yeah.
I'll give it away for free. It's not like good. No, it's fine. It worked really well, and I couldn't find even any like paid templates. Honestly, I just kept drawing a template until it worked. That's how I did it.
You did it really well.
Yeah, I had not made bunny ears before, but they were alright, weren't they?
They worked very well.
They were a finalist at FanFest.
Yeah, baby. Proud of you.
I know that happened. Yes, I think tutorial content for things like cosplay, makeup, all that sort of thing. I won't do like sit down YouTube videos on makeup. I won't do that. It would be like TikTok things. It won't be proper, YouTube stuff. But I think for cosplay, because it ties into the sort of gaming stuff, I think that's worth it. Unless it's like maybe makeup for cosplay. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't want to. I've seen some people who make content. They have they have to have a very specific thing and only stick to that. So like if you're a Final Fantasy streamer, you're a Final Fantasy streamer and nothing else. Or like if you're a cosplayer and nothing else. I don't like that for me because I'm too many things.
Yeah,
I can't.
have too many interests.
I don't want to micromanage like 20 different YouTube channels.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
So I think
People
we'll just make
into
playlists.
The videos they like.
Yeah, we'll make playlists. Pick what you want.
If you see a makeup video and don't like makeup, you just don't watch that video.
Yeah,
that's fine. You can still watch the other ones that do appeal.
Yeah, so I think that's fine. I think that's so. I don't want something that's not on topic. You know, like I don't feel like general makeup fits into it. But say something like cosplay makeup for like the Viera and stuff. That's sort of relevant.
Suitable.
Like cosplay prep or something. Like get into cosplay, that sort of thing. So yeah, some tutorial content that'd be nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So basically, we've got a lot of work to do.
Yep.
I can't wait though. Because it's work we enjoy.
And that's the
that
thing.
is what is it's all about. That's the goal. Doing work you enjoy.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
And I'm keen for you to do some tutorials as well.
Yeah, me too. I'll do some technical ones for setting up OBS and streams and all sorts. All techie things.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
We'll do it. We got it. So, wrapping up really quick now because we have gone on quite a while today.
This is our longest episode.
I think it might well be.
It will
the
be,
first one was a long one, but I think this might just top it. What was the highlight of your fortnight?
Christmas.
Also Christmas. Christmas was great this year. It was our first Christmas together, just two of us. Normally we see one family or the other.
Oh yeah, my sister was over that one year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good Christmas day.
That was a very good Christmas.
I really liked that one. But yeah, it was our first Christmas, just two of us. We had a lovely time.
Just the two of us. Sorry.
I was always going to sing along then, but I'm grateful I didn't take it. So yeah, really nice. Got loads of lovely presents. We ate loads of lovely food. We cooked really lovely Christmas dinner.
We had gammon for Christmas dinner, didn't we?
First time we've had to do that.
You don't like turkey. I love turkey.
I don't like turkey. Turkey's boring.
I had an early Christmas dinner with actual blood family.
Yep.
My mum and sister came down.
That was nice.
We did a little turkey. That was very nice. And then just me and you on Christmas Day, we did gammon and potatoes and swede and carrots and
that Swede mash we did was amazing. We nailed that first time. I'm so proud
I
of us.
hadn't made swede that kind of. I hadn't done anything with swede before. I love swede. Never cooked it.
10 out of 10.
I hadn't cooked gammon before.
That was also amazing.
I cook most things. I just hadn't I don't really do roasts, and I think that's because when I learnt to cook, I was living on my own, and a roast is quite a lot to cook for just one person. You can't really do a one person's roast.
2 potatoes.
Yeah, so I just never really did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all really lovely, very nice.
Very good. Perfect
I liked having
Christmas.
the time off.
Yeah.
It was refreshing.
I only had the 3 days off, but that was enough.
Yeah.
We squeezed in what we needed.
Bish Bash Bots the whole
Bish Bash
time.
Bots,
That's
pretty
basically what we did for 3 days.
Non-stop. It's so addictive. So yeah, really happy with that. Good year. 2023 was a very good year, but 2024 is going to be better. We're going to buy a house, tick off some of these goals. Life is good. So yeah, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I know it's been a longer one than normal. I hope at least some of you made it to the end. It might take you several sessions to get through. But if you made it to the end, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you so far, and it's only going to get better. And now we're going to make it more interactive, because you guys are going to email us and give us your questions. It's going to be great. So once again, our new email address is creativequestcontact@gmail.com. Again, I'll put it in the show notes, so you can just get it from there as well if you haven't written it down. But yep, send us any questions, any messages of support. We'll get back to you. And if it's really cool and topical, we'll add it in the next episode as well. Really looking forward to hearing from you guys. So thank you again.
How much are you betting that it's going to be questions about Joey?
Oh, definitely. I hope so.
What are his dimensions?
Joey's the star of the show.
He is.
And we also need to go let him in, because he is outside and it's cold, and he's shouted at us 3 times now. So we've got to go, but we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Bye.